Welcome to our weekly relationship flow by Ellie Goldsmith. Walking the streets of noisy Jerusalem. It's freezing, unusual to have a cold day in Jerusalem, and relationship flow requires some warmth. It's always a big thing between loved ones. There should be a lot of warmth, a lot of positivity, a lot of energy, a lot of ability to turn around the coldness that we're surrounded by in daily life and bring us to a more warm energy and state of mind. So I'm personally looking up and seeing the hills of holy Jerusalem, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to go home just for a little short break while I do work, b'derech, as they say in Israel, b'lechtecha b'derech. You do the work on the way. It's an amazing thing, we have a walking office. And that's a big part of the relationship flow that nowadays we're like walking offices. So are we focused? So thank God we spoke about it on our Inspired Flow podcast about the importance of disconnect to reconnect. As you can hear, the sounds around you can be very distracting and can disconnect you from focus on what you're doing in front of you, your mission, your purpose, your reason of life. And this is something which all of us can struggle with, and especially when you're in a very extreme weather state or a very physical state that's a little bit demanding your attention, financial stuff going down. To be focused on the relationship at that moment is taking tremendous energy and focus. And that's what is needed. If you don't do it, the relationship suffers. There's so many people who get workaholics or drinkaholics, alcoholics, phoneaholics. I'm sure there's a terminology for every addiction, every kind of distraction. This is what's going on in our generation. And when I first met my wife, and we spoke about the story in the last podcast, our first podcast here, and we spoke about how it was in a time where you could really experience the moment much more because of the kotel. You'd be there and there'd be no one phoning you, no selfies, the photos would be maybe a basic camera, no text, no email, no WhatsApp, no Instagram, no nothing. You were just there experiencing the holiness of the place with the person you're with. And that the Western Wall is an ancient site where I actually proposed to my wife, and that's where she said yes to. And it was just on the walls out there, and this week is actually historically a week where the walls were breached. So it's very significant that we're in a time where the walls have literally been breached. Those same walls where I proposed to my wife are being breached on a daily level in my life, in everyone's life. So what's the remedy? So there are many, thank God, good online resources, because with every darkness there's always going to be light. And the same phone that's messing our heads up is going to be the same phone that hopefully, if you are mindful and intentional and choose what you use your time for and what to put in your mind and heart, excuse me, I'm not 100% well, so you use these resources to focus yourself more, to be more intentional. So you listen to things that inspire you, like this Flow podcast, to be more focused on relationships, and you put inside your heart and soul music that's going to get you motivated and inspired and uplifted. Once in a while I listen to a little bit of music that just gets out some of the feelings of not anger but frustration, and just channel it through the music rather than onto people, God forbid. But there's different ways of doing it. What I'm trying to say is that we have to use the tools, we have to make strategies. We can't go into relationships thinking, oh yeah, I'm looking good today, that's all that matters, and I once in a while pay attention, look at them. How many people I spoke to over the years that were telling me they were dating and they're with this other person, and in a scenario, and they just were not focused, and the other person was really getting bothered, to the point where they were ending the relationship, ending the engagement, not getting divorced, hopefully, over such things, but once people are married, hopefully there's more ability to tolerate and work because you're already committed already. But even that, I'm sure there's stories around where these kind of lack of focus scenarios can just lead to this kind of thing. And I'm not saying it because I've mastered it. I'm talking about this because this is an ongoing challenge. Like I said, the walls have been breached, and we have to figure out a way to keep ourselves protected and focused. And this is the time, So we all need a relationship with ourselves, relationship with God, relationship with our loved ones. This is a relationship flow, and it's going to require us to figure out how to focus more and more, and to be intentional, and to be there, to be present. And I think that there are tools, and I think if we don't use them, we're making a big mistake. So I just want to wish everybody a beautiful week. It's a cold one. Warm it up. Do the best you can. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on your loved ones. Be mindful, be positive minded, and think positively about people. Gedalia Fence has been saying a lot how we should not judge people, and because we really don't know really what's going down. So we can be much more positive and understanding about people's actions around us, because we really don't know why, what, and this and that. And not letting it feel life, affect us in a negative way. Be proactive. There's always go back to Stephen Covey's wonderful ideas and win-win, and be synergizing, really listening and understanding what people are trying to say to us, to be there for people. And Mr. Shem, with that focus, there'll be success in everything we're doing, even if sometimes it feels very challenging, and you just want to just go crazy a little bit. But you got to say a bit of prayers, do a bit of inner work, and refocus on the relationship flow. Share me yours. I'm looking forward to good vibes.